Hey viewers, Retro Junkie here. Another video that I'm starting up today for the new Genesis Archive segment that I'm beginning is it's for an old Genesis title that again came from my youth. This is something I used to play a lot called Alien Storm. Now Alien Storm was actually started off as a, well, it's a beat 'em up game, but it started off as an arcade game that Sega later on ported over to the Genesis in '91. So it came out in '90, a year later it came out in '91. I don't have a whole lot of information yet as far as the ratings or the accolades that this game may or may not have gotten back then, but one thing I can say is that it's something that I enjoyed a lot as a kid and something that I spent a lot of time on. I actually spent a lot of time playing this title as well with fellow YouTuber Robbie Dagger, and I want to say as well with YouTuber F-Dash. But I'm not 100% sure on that one because we played genres like this together, especially for the SNES. Battletoads was one. Power Rangers was another. For the Genesis, there was Golden Axe, there was Streets of Rage. I mean, it's all part of the same genre, same general concept of gameplay. So with this title, like any beat 'em up, you go through, it's side-scrolling, you have two-player capability, and you go through and you beat up whatever enemy it is that you're trying to defeat for that specific game. For this game, it was an alien invasion. You had to go through as a select few characters, and you had to attempt to rid the world of this alien race, and it can become quite difficult. One of the things to note, and you saw just in that previous segment, was that, as well as this one currently playing as well, is this is one of the first titles that I played that had just different things other than side-scrolling. And actually, I take that back. This one's not entirely unique, but the first one was, where you had almost a first-person view of a part of the stage where you had to shoot and destroy aliens. I want to say they designed that specifically for the arcade part of it, because it was probably easier with the joystick than with the controller, but it's something that imported very well, and again, it's the first time I remember using or doing something like that in a video game, so to me that was fascinating back in the day. So in any case, we're going to go ahead and get started and just go through a quick play of the first level. I'm not going to change any of the options. I'm just going to go through and play by default. Now, one of the things to note is that, again, you know, this is an early 90s game. When I say early 90s, I mean it launched in 90. It ported over to the Genesis in 91, but they didn't change anything. They just ported it over. So I always played with the robot. I messed up. I kept playing around with the characters, and I did not just select what I wanted to select. But in any case, so each character has different abilities and different things that they can do in the game. Like the girl has the flamethrower, the robot uses a Gatling gun / whip combo, and then the other guy uses, I think if I recall properly, something equivalent to a zapper. And just like any other shoot 'em up, you go through and you progress. You cannot progress until you, not shoot 'em up, sorry, beat 'em up. You don't progress until you defeat everything in the area that you're intended to defeat. I don't recall what the energy was for. I want to say it was for special moves, but we'll try that out here in just a second. Oh, I forgot about that. Yep, energies for special moves. Alright, so here's one of these first parts that we talked about earlier, where you have to go through and it almost puts you into like a first-person view. Just gotta defeat these monsters before we can get to it. There we go. Okay, so I gotta sit here and hold and continuously press the button. It's not something I can hold, which I had initially thought I could. That was a chicken. Cool, we got everything. So already with this game, it's bringing back a lot of memories. I remember spending a lot of time after school, sometimes before school, especially over summer and spring break and Christmas break, just sitting here and playing. It wasn't one of those titles that was like, oh my goodness, I need to play, other than when I first got it, but I think that's any kid's reactions. I had a little bit of video game ADD. I still do. But this is something I definitely made it a point to try to play, and especially play with friends. This is one of those games where, especially as a kid, was difficult, and it made it a lot easier when you played with friends. I didn't appreciate the continue sharing, but so you know, if I was playing with a friend that wasn't that good, they would use up all the continues and leave none for myself when I needed them to continue to progress through the game, or when I used all my lives. But again, you know, I played this game with Robbie Dagger a lot as a kid, and we were pretty good at beat 'em ups. We're actually pretty good at, I want to say decent, at most of the games we had to play together or work as a team. There we go, that helps out. Oh, the boss. I forgot about this. Weird how it made the front look like a witch or like an old lady. Of course I want to continue. So instead of giving you lives, this game just gives you a horrendously large life bar. I mean, not horrendously large, because there's nothing wrong with it, but it's definitely larger than most. Oh, just playing this, I don't know why, it just reminded me of another beat 'em up I played a lot as a kid called Ninja Turtles and the Hyperstone Heist. I was a Genesis kid growing up, so just to give that as a disclaimer there, hence why we're going through and doing the Genesis archive to start off the segment with. We're going to be doing other archives for other consoles. I want to go through and do the Super Nintendo. I want to do the Nintendo. I want to do the 64. I want to do the PlayStation. I want to do all those consoles. Some consoles I never had the opportunity to own or play the games for, like the TurboGrafx FX or the or like the Lynx. But I have to hold off on those until I can get my hands on them. Oh man. But for the most part, I mean, this is it for the game. Just like any other beat 'em up genre, you just go through and you go through the stages and you just beat 'em up as much as you can. A quarter sucker back in the day, as it were, because you would go through a lot of quarters. But as you progress, there's different monsters or different aliens that unlock, and but the skills are the same. You just have to become more acquainted with the character, with what you're playing with, how you can dodge and how you can avoid, and different control schemes, or not control schemes, but different ways that monsters attack to know to avoid them. And just like any video game, the more you do it, the better you get at it, just because you're more in tune with the mechanics of it. And that's it. So if you guys want to hear more detail, again, I'm just starting off this segment, not going too deep into it, but if you guys want to hear more detail, please feel free to send me a message or comment and let me know. I'll be happy to do more videos of this, kind of going into more detail. Also, we could go into different strategies, different things to be mindful of, different monsters, I mean, different ways to attack or to avoid them. I mean, again, you know, detail is not unlimited, but this is just kind of a brief overview, going over the history of it, year it came out, its gameplay, how it connects with me, and as I'm sure in the same way or identical way I might have connected with all of you, and that's it. So if you like what you saw, as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. That'll definitely help me out a bunch, help keep me active and motivated to continue to do more, because it is being watched, it is being appreciated, and more importantly than everything, that it's being shared. And again, just appreciate it. So like, comment, share, subscribe, and until next time, guys, thanks for watching.